The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, we'll check back with you.
People are saying it, yeah.
Will you ask Attorney General Pam Bondi to release more documents to finally put this controversy to bed?
Whatever's credible, she can release. If a document is credible, if a document's there that is credible, she can release. I think it's good. But it's just really, it's just a subject. He's dead. He's gone, and all it is the Republicans. Certain Republicans got duped by the Democrats, and they're following a Democrat playbook. And no different than Russia, and all the other hoaxes. They're started by the Democrats, and some Republicans, in this case I was surprised, but they got duped.
But have you talked about it? Have you talked about it with her the last few days?
President, first of all, remember your high-ranking officials, whether it's been your FBI director or Pam Bondi, they have made some inconsistent statements in the past. You've had.
Well, I don't know. I can't speak about him, but I can say that Pam Bondi, I really think that she's done very good. She says, I gave you all the credible information. And if she finds any more credible information, she'll give that too. What more can she do than that? I mean, honestly, what more can she do? And we do have bigger problems. You know, we have problems with millions of illegal people that came in here, and they're killers and murderers. We have 11,888 murderers that were allowed into our country by Biden, sleepy Joe Biden, stupid Joe Biden. He allowed them into our country. And you know what? We got to do something about it. She's got a lot of things she's working on. And, you know, it's very sad that somebody can be waylaid, that just get waylaid. But I think she's doing a great job, President.
This morning,
So how do you know this?
Hey guys, this is Tommy with Tommy Nation Politics. How's everyone doing today?
So I need the dump. Just give me dump.
First, it's fun. So you probably know he had a scalp reduction. Because he had the same male pattern organs that we all have. He had his scalp moved and hysterical. Donald's office, as you know, he made that. He used to be on the phone and said, fake PR person. I also find it funny. I was sitting there listening to the guys from the Post talk, and Donald would say, you know, he's a great guy. You know, I loved working with him. And I sit there going, this is just amazing. And he'd say, Michael, come on, let's go to the office. And he'd say, tell me, what's it like to be there? He'd say, you know, you like having sex with your wife? How often do you? He'd say, it's great. Seriously, Michael, how often do you get sex with your wife? Don't you want to? You and I can go upstairs, or tomorrow come over. There's this girl's coming in from Los Angeles, probably.
On her desk.
Or
officials say Epstein, who was a convicted sex offender, died by suicide in 2019 while awaiting trial in New York.
So
Many in
come
Trump's
over
MAGA
to
base don't believe that.
You're going to have a great time. I promise you, Michael, you know, it's just me and you. You're going to have a great time. Be up here at 3 o'clock, we can go upstairs. The whole time, the attorney's been on the phone, listening, setting it up. Because he wants a story. So he has you on, because as an avoid conversation.
But we should put everything out there and let the people decide. I mean, the White House and the White House team are privy to facts that I don't know. I mean, this is my lane. I haven't been involved in that.
He is charming. He is able to convince people. So he tells everybody what they want to hear.
So how do you know this?
Unspeakable evil. We got to fight against it.
He has a sense of humor. He can be funny. Right. His ability to sell. It's very much like Clinton. Both Bill and Donald have the ability go to a fat, ugly woman, so you are the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
She probably never had a scalp reduction.
Still fighting her case. Her team plans to challenge her imprisonment,
Same
citing new evidence
male
of
pattern
government
than
misconduct.
There's not anything
Andrew Schultz
horrible
was
you
a
can do.
Trump supporter
Does
during
nasty
the
things with
campaign.
best friends' wives. Anyone who first tries to gain your trust and then uses it to do bad things, that's how it goes.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
Okay.
I appreciate your question, but this today is about fentanyl overdoses throughout our country and people who have lost loved ones to fentanyl. That's the message that we're here to send today. Nothing about Epstein. I'm not going to talk about Epstein. Go ahead. I'm going to be here for as long as the president wants me here, and I believe he's made that crystal clear. It's 4 years, well, 3.5 now, right? We've got 6 months in, and it feels like 6 years. But I was with Director Patel this morning, and we are working on fighting violent crime. We are working on all these issues that we deeply care about to make America safe again and get these drugs off our streets. We're going to fight to keep America safe again, and we're fighting together as a team. That's what's so important right now. You know, we've got a war on drugs. We've got a war on human trafficking. We've got cartels in this country, and we are going to do. We've got foreign adversaries around this world as well, and we're all going to work together as a team to fight to keep America safe again. And I can tell you, that's what we're all committed to. Thank you.
Hey guys, this is Tommy with Tommy Nation Politics. How's everyone doing today? Tommy Nation Politics.
Are you someone who doesn't bend to the will of the conventional wisdom? Someone who rebels, questions authority, and just watch the mainstream media and go along with all the bandwagon mentality? I don't know, guys. If so, Tommy with Tommy Nation Politics. www.tommynation.politics.com. A free-thinking, innovative, totally open-minded new progressive media. And we're challenging you to not be a bootlicker.
He is charming. He is able to convince people. So he tells everybody what they want to hear.
So how do you know this?
He has a sense of humor. He can be funny.
Right. His ability to sell. It's very much like Clinton. Both Bill and Donald have the ability to go over to a fat, ugly woman. So you are the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
She probably never had a scalp reduction. Because she had the same male pattern than the real have.
There's not anything horrible you would do. Does nasty things with best friends' wives. Anyone who first tries to gain your trust and then uses it to do bad things, that's how it goes. He is charming. He is able to convince people. So he tells everybody what they want to hear.
So how do you know this?
He has a sense of humor. He can be funny.
Right. His ability to sell. It's very much like Clinton. Both Bill and Donald have the ability to go over to a fat, ugly woman. So you are the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
She probably never had a scalp reduction. Because she had the same male pattern than the real have.
There's not anything horrible you would do. Does nasty things with best friends' wives. Anyone who first tries to gain your trust and then uses it to do bad things, that's how it goes. He is charming. He is able to convince.
So how do you know this?
So he tells everybody what they want to hear.
So how do you know this? So I need the sense of humor. It could be funny.
Right. His ability to sell. It's very much like when both Bill and Donald have the ability to go to a victim, a good so you are the most beautiful.
Get a scalp reduction. Male pattern baldness it is.
Donald's office, as you know, he used to be on his nose. Space beyond this.
Tommy with Tommy Nation Politics, guys.
He first tries to.
Free thinking, innovative, totally open-minded. New progressive media. And, I just have to say, guys, you can't unring a bell. Once the name Jeffrey Epstein entered public consciousness, it echoed through the corridors of power, privilege, and secrecy. For years, the man floated between worlds. Hedge funds, high society, college dropout guys. But he really had a keen eye for rich gay men. Lex Wessner. It's amazing, guys, how Lex Wessner bought Jeffrey Epstein. And that untold amount of money, untold amount of child trafficking happened under the nose of the FBI, the DOJ, the CIA, and the law enforcement agencies in Florida. Florida. A place where Donald Trump called home not so long ago. It's amazing, guys, how we don't remember the wonderful pictures of Ghislaine Maxwell, Melania Trump, Donald Trump, and Jeffrey Epstein as they stroll together, side by side, best friends, best buddies, butt buddies. Epstein wasn't just a person, guys. He became a symbol. He's a warning. Proof that wealth cannot conceal horror and connections can't corrupt justice. But maybe they can corrupt the morals of the right-wing conservatives, if they have any. Here's somebody who might have some morals. Mike Pence. Today, us on CBS News, he was talking about the Trump administration, their failure to deliver for their constituents and to deliver for justice. Let's just take a look at what Mr. Mike Pence had to say about this failure.
Former Vice President Mike Pence sat down with us for a wide-ranging interview, and I asked him about this ongoing conversation and pressure on the Trump administration to do more, to be more transparent in the space around Jeffrey Epstein. Here's part of that conversation. President Trump said the Jeffrey Epstein matter is a hoax. Last week, his Justice Department said there were more than 1,000 victims of Jeffrey Epstein. Last summer, Trump said he was open to declassifying all the relevant files and the Epstein client list, and that his suicide looks suspicious. How can all those things be true and it be a hoax? I don't understand where things stand with all this.
I think the time has come for the administration to release all of the files regarding Jeffrey Epstein's investigation and prosecution. It's important that we protect the names of the victims. They should be excluded from any disclosure. But whether or not the facts justify charges,
He's just smirk in his eyes.
That anyone who participated or was associated with this despicable man ought to be held up to public scrutiny.
Anybody who was participating or associated with this horrible man should be what? Brought to justice. Justice, guys. You know the thing that the right-wing conservatives were talking about for so long? For children. Groomers. Groomers in the bag. Groomers in the ceiling. Groomers everywhere. They be grooming kids. They be trafficking kids.
They should be excluded from any disclosure. But whether or not the facts justify charges, I think that anyone who participated or was associated with this despicable man ought to be held up to public scrutiny.
Held up to public scrutiny, Mike Pence. The Honorable Mike Pence from Indiana, talking about how justice should take place. He's not the only conservative that's growing some balls and actually standing with his principles and values. Actually, there's another conservative that's even more angry than Mike Pence was. Mike Pence angrier than when he he tried to catch a showing of the Barbie movie and it was sold out. I swear to God, you see him that? He was that mad, bro. But someone even more mad, bro, Mr. Tucker Carlson is not having it, bro. He's not having it because he knows there might be others to connect. And he says this on Turning Point USA, the Charlie Kirk conservative think tank forum. Where's Charlie Kirk, this cuck. We'll get to him later. But here's Tucker Carlson, Turning Point USA, talk about his opinion about Jeffrey Epstein. Let's hear what he has to say.
He called out, as Libertas Redux says here, Redux says, call out Mossad and Israel. So just a brief recap of his speech. They're not going to play much. Just a refresher in case you missed it on Sunday.
Every right to ask on whose behalf would he have? Every right to ask on whose behalf was he working? How does a guy go from being a math teacher at the Dalton School in the late 70s with no college degree to having multiple airplanes, a private island, and the largest residential house in Manhattan? Where did all the money come from? And no one has ever gotten to the bottom of that because no one has ever tried. And moreover, it's extremely obvious to anyone who watches that this guy had direct connections to a foreign government. Now, no one's allowed to say that that foreign government is Israel because we have been somehow cowed into thinking that that's naughty. There is nothing wrong with saying that.
Tucker Carlson, bro, he can't take off the bow tie. I mean, he can take off the bow tie, but he still sounds like he's wearing a bow tie. By the way, guys, if anybody wants to come up here and talk about this, please be a guest. We're going to discuss this Jeffrey Epstein debacle, and I want everybody, all Americans, all hands on deck. Let's let Tucker.
Well, maybe nothing wrong to you, but there's a lot wrong with a lot of your fellow conservatives and the Israelis. The Israelis think there's a lot wrong.
The Israelis think there's a lot wrong right now, guys. And not just the Israelis, but some people in Trump's own cabinet are talking about how, this is going to be bad. We had the Democrats literally pull one of those votes, a reconciliation vote, an amendment vote, just so they could hold a mirror up to the Republican Party and show the Republican voters exactly who your representatives are. They're not your representatives. They're cucks, traitors to the country, criminals, murderers, psychos, bloodthirsty cretins. They're demons that have clawed themselves up from the pits of hell. They're spawns of Satan. They're literal scum. And the Democrats didn't really have to do much. All they had to do was call a vote on something that you guys had been wanting for centuries and millennia. This was like the linchpin of your entire coalition, the Trump coalition, right? This was what the podcast bros, the libertarians, and the right-wing MAGA people were like literally coalescing about. We're gonna get justice for kids. Yeah. We're gonna get no more wars. Yeah. We're gonna have transparency. The government. Yeah. We're gonna have a guy who's the president who's actually gonna be the president. We're not gonna have a puppet of the rich in his basement signing things that he doesn't even know what's going on. But it seems like we are. It seems like nothing's changed, guys. It seems like nothing's fundamentally changed. It seems like we still have an old fucking dementia-riddled man in office who's not the president, who's riding around playing with his Hot Wheels. Talking mad shit, guys. Talking mad shit to you guys. Don't forget what Trump said to you. Don't forget what Trump said to you. Remember what Trump said to you? Let me just remind you guys exactly what color it is, what day it is for you guys, because you guys don't know what day it is. You guys might not see
Hi, I'm Madeline, designer on the
Fucking
women's team at
YouTube.
Viore, here to talk about our Halo Essential Wide Leg. The Halo Essential Wide Leg.
YouTube has commercials.
Tonight, growing fallout over the Trump administration effectively closing the case of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, as many of the president's supporters demand more information.
How many of you are satisfied? You can clap.
Laura Ingraham, bro.
Satisfied with the results of the Epstein investigation?
This guy's toast in the midterms. Toast in the midterms. Toast.
This weekend in Florida, Epstein, a frequent topic at a summit hosted by the conservative group Turning Point USA.
The reason why we wanted Trump to be president is because he's supposed to get rid of the corruption, trying to drain the swamp.
He's supposed to.
Protect people that are in Jeffrey Epstein's swamp.
Fucking supposed to.
The uproar comes after Attorney General Pam Bondi, the DOJ, and FBI issued an unsigned memo that said there is no additional evidence to reveal in the Epstein case.
So this
enraged
fucking
many in the MAGA base who are accusing Bondi and the Trump administration of a cover-up.
Yeah, because guess what? I mean, right-wingers are dumb, but they're not that dumb. Because, like, Pam Bondi, didn't you say that the files were on your desk? I could have sworn you said that. Didn't she say that? I swear to God she said that. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Did she not say that, guys? Let's see if we can find it. But she's dodging questions now.
Overdoses.
She's talking about fentanyl today.
Our country.
She's not talking about
People who
Epstein.
have lost loved ones to fentanyl.
This
That's
is
the
sad.
message that we're here to send today.
We're gonna talk about fentanyl, guys. We're gonna talk about fentanyl. Because if all else fails, and we're not fucking we're ramping up the immigration deportations and shit. We're not fucking up that shit. We're not going inside of a Hobby Lobby or a fucking a Home Depot to fucking arrest some Mexicans. What we gotta do is we gotta talk about fentanyl. These guys are so fucking funny, bro. Like, the same old stupid shit, bro. Who do you think created the Epstein list? I mean, the Epstein list. So that's an interesting question. If you want to come up here, we can talk about that. The Epstein list, it's not really a list. I mean, he has a black book, as every pimp does. Every pimp knows, where to go to take his hoes, right? So, of course, every pimp has that book. He's got a list of clients. The Epstein list, I mean, that could mean a whole lot of things. It could mean the list that he had for, Mossad, the Israeli intelligence, the honeypot operation that he did on our politicians to blackmail them into serving Israel over our country. Is that the list you're talking about? I mean, there's so many ways I could answer that question. How could you answer that question? Zainab, come up, talk about this. Let's talk about this. We've got something to talk about, something to laugh about. Yeah. Zainab, how's it going?
Hey, Tommy, how you doing? Where's your shirt
Good.
at, man?
Bro, I just got off work, man. I don't want to wear clothes anymore. It's
No,
hot.
I'm really
It's like
not
90
giving you
degrees
hell.
right
I'm just
now.
making
Dark.
jokes. Yeah, I know. I'm a female.
wait
If I could
till
walk
September's
around
over.
like that half the time with no judgment, I would.
Hey, you can. I don't care.
Not allowed. But so when I think of the list, honestly, like people think of it as like a black book or something like that. But I think in broader parameters, I think payments, who was paying him where, so different exchanges of money, exchanging hands, different accounts, because he had accounts all over the place, like shady people do. The
Right.
flight logs, of course, is one, and yes, probably black books. Also, names that were given by the victims. Right? Names of people that were there directly. So there's a lot of different ways that you can look at the quote unquote list of people that were compiled in different ways. Yeah.
So, like,
Lots
how do you
of different ways
explain
to
that?
connect
DOJ
people.
may be releasing the
I'm
list
sorry.
of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So there was a directive that went out, as far as they're telling me. I mean, there was a memo that went out that said that there is no files, but there was something on Pam Bondi's desk. What do you think that was, Zainab? What do you think that was? wasn't.
I don't know. It could have been bullshit.
Yeah.
It's hard to know. Was she making that up? And because the binder that went out was the same thing that was released to press before. There was nothing additional in there that nobody had seen. I know that somebody had leaked it to who was it they leaked it to? Right now I'm drawing a blank. And the journal, I think it may have been Ryan Grimm, and they were like, Drop Site was like, this is the same crap we got before. There's literally nothing new in this at all.
So yeah, they at first they decided to take some already files that were released, and then they gave them to some TikTok influencers, and then that didn't work out because they got called out on it, and then now like they're just saying there's no list, and so what exactly does that mean? Because to me there's only two different options that could be is that Trump is implicated into this, or he was told by his boss Netanyahu not to release it or whatnot.
Oh, did you share his Truth Social yet from today? Because that was.
I don't go on Truth Social. I don't even know where it is. What did he say?
Okay, I'll pull it up. Give me just a moment.
Yeah.
I had to let my dog out, and then I can pull it up. You're gonna be blown away with what he posted today. It was absolute. I mean, he basically poo-pooed on his entire base.
So that's what's happening, and they don't seem to be really responding at all. They just seem to be like licking boots. They seem to be taking boots in their mouth, licking the leather, and taking it like a bitch.
Oh no, the response today has been completely divided. There's a massive rift. Yeah, today.
I know Tucker.
Tucker. Lame influencers on X that are just cultists were like, okay, this is the last straw. And I was like, oh, it wasn't the abducting people and everything else that's been happening.
That's the last straw.
But okay.
I'm glad there's a line. I'm glad they have standards.
Yeah.
I was wondering.
Least there's something, right? But it seems like just from what I've been seeing, and this is purely anecdotal, it looks like more are falling in the out of the sycophancy mode. And I don't know what that means. It's stunning to me. I'm shocked by it, actually, because I didn't expect that. But I'll pull up this tweet for you here. I'll mute and pull it up.
No problem.
I'll read it whenever you're ready.
You gotta take your time. You have it up already? Let's see. How do I make you?
Hold on. I'll pull it up in just a second. Let me see. I was away from my computer for a moment.
Las Vegas, are you surprised that this was it? This was the thing that snapped them out of the sycophancy bootlicking phase that made them men again? Are you surprised?
Vegas!
I can't believe it, man. Vegas, what are you? At least she's here. She's here in spirit. But yeah, what? Oh, she can't talk. Girl in the shower. Hey! That's not cool. Yeah, showers are cool. In Texas, it's 90 degrees and it's hot out here, bro. And it's 9 o'clock. No, it's 11 o'clock. I'm just when is September getting here? I'll have to say. And USMC, you say about ICE. Research about how many deportations happened. I think Obama had the most by far. Obama had 5 million deportations. That would be relevant if we were talking about deportations, but we're not. So again, this is another thing, is that there's no Democrats from miles around that you guys can attach yourselves to and practice whataboutism with and distract and deflect from the fact that you guys have no principles, no values, no morals. You guys have literally you have no agenda. What was your agenda again? Just get brown people out of here and protect the children. That went out the window. How much longer till, get the brown people out of here goes out the window? I'm pretty sure I don't take you guys seriously.
I got it.
All right, cool.
Hold on, I'll turn my camera on. I look terrible right now, but let me switch it around.
You look great.
Hold on. It's hard to show it on my computer. I need to learn how to do the background thing. Yeah, it'll be too hard to read.
So cool. Read it to me. What does it say? I read it like him.
It says, the radical... Oh, I can't do it.
The radical...
The radical left Democrats have hit pay dirt again. Just like when the fake and fully discredited Steele dossier, the lying 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, which the Democrats swore had come from Russia. No, it came from Hunter Biden's bathroom. And even the Russia scam itself, a totally fake and made-up story used in order to hide crooked Hillary Clinton's big loss in the 2016 presidential election. Let's see, I'm losing my place. These scams and hoaxes are all
Scam, hoax, witch hunt.
Scams and hoaxes. It's like a massive diatribe. I mean, look at this thing.
Witch hunt, scam, hoax, witch hunt, radical left, loony left.
These scams and hoaxes are all the Democrats are good at. It's all they have. They are no good at governing, no good at policy, no good at picking winning candidates. Also, unlike Republicans, they stick together like glue. Their new scam is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. And my past, and he capitalized this, my past supporters have bought into this bullshit hook, line, and sinker. They haven't learned their lesson and probably never will, even after being conned by the lunatic left for 8 long years. I have had more success in 6 months than perhaps any president in our country's history, and all these people want to talk about with strong prodding by the fake news, and the success star of Dems is the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. Let these weaklings, I know. Let these weaklings, and he calls them weaklings. His past supporters are weaklings. Continue forward and do the Democrats' work. Don't even think about talking of our incredible and unprecedented success because I don't want their support anymore.
Holy shit.
Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again.
Thanks for your attention to this matter.
Yeah.
So guys,
he
now
totally
he
poo-pooed on his entire base.
Now that he can't run anymore and he's already used your asses, you're no longer of use. Weaklings. Oh my god, bro. This is awesome. Hey,
that's a
Lost
massive
Explorer.
diss. He's like my former, anyone talking about it, he considers a past supporter. He says that they need to, if they're not calling this the Jeffrey Epstein hoax, he doesn't want their support anymore.
You guys are, he doesn't want your support anymore because he doesn't have to run anymore. So fuck you. You guys were used and abused. You were supposed to be used condoms. You were supposed to just walk away when I came on your face. How come you're still around? I don't understand. Lost, what's up? How's it going, man?
What's up, buddy?
It's amazing, bro. I mean, I was wondering like when this enough is enough because like what I've been seeing ever since Trump became president is like a domestic battering scenario. So like I've been wondering when enough is enough. So I guess this is it.
I don't think that the people who are voted Republican and registered Republican and decided to vote as Trump and support Trump realize that he literally said before that it's so easy to trick these dumb Republicans.
What's up, niggas?
What's up?
So what the
Sorry, go ahead, finish your thought. Then we'll introduce you guys, I promise.
But yeah, he was like saying like it's so easy to trick the Republican Party and that they are so dumb and slow. And these Republicans are not realizing that when Trump got into politics, he first got into politics as a what? As a freaking Democrat, right?
Right. But he's right about the Democrats, though.
Yeah.
Everything he says about the Democrats is right. They're do-nothing Democrats. He knows.
The Republicans,
Only truth thing and his truth social post.
I know, that's really it. Everything he says about the Democrats is right. It's true. They're do-nothing. They're fucking failures at policy, of course. But Cake Boss, Peapod, welcome to Tommy Nation Politics. I don't ask questions about who you voted for. I think that that's your business. But what is your opinion?
I don't have a shirt on right now.
What's up?
Why do you not have a shirt on right now?
I don't want to have a shirt on.
That's kind of gross.
Is that your opinion? Is that what you want to talk about?
Yeah. Yeah, what's up, nigga? How you doing?
Empty.
Yeah, are you like from Iran or something? You from another country? Is that why?
Oh, fuck no. I'm not from them
Are
fucking
you
pan job
mentally
places. Fuck
okay?
Iran.
Are you smart? You sound like you're a little you have some cognitive issues.
Yeah, your
Hey,
daddy's
Cos. Are
balls
you
hit my
okay?
face so hard last night and knocked
Oh,
me
okay.
out.
Okay,
Oh
well that was
wow,
fun
that's
for a bit,
crazy.
but I had to
you
delete that.
let my dad's balls hit you in the face? That's kind of weird, dude.
He's some young kid.
Every once in a while you
So
get
weird.
stuff like that, but it's TikTok.
You know,
He's over here saying the
Case
that's
has
so
her
N-word.
weird.
hands up, I think.
Bro.
Dude, those
I was
kind
about
of
to
people are so
snap.
weird.
Like I give everybody a chance unless you're gonna talk about me. I asked about this issue. The reason I'm not wearing, I wanted to wear a shirt. I would have worn a shirt. Well, you want me to wear a hijab? I don't give a shit what you.
Right.
I don't give a shit what you want me to wear. Really, never have. That's my problem, I guess. But anyway,
Okay,
go ahead.
whatever.
Peapod. Peapod, what's up? What do you think?
No, nothing. I think a lot of things. It's hard to sum it up into one statement. But if we're talking about like the difference between Obama and what's going on right now, like looking back right now, like I do think that Obama was part of the problem as well, right? And I do actually think that like there I do kind of understand like why there was a reaction against him. But I don't think Trump's the answer, at all. Not at all. Like, this is an extreme response to a mild problem, It's like putting out a fire with a fire hose or
Wait, what was the problem?
putting out a fire in a
What was the
marshmallow
problem in
with a
the first
fire hose.
place? What are you referring to?
I think the problem with Obama was just general the same issues with what is it what are they called corporate ties and all of those kind of things that generally is basically controlled our government for years, right?
Yeah.
And nothing had changed, and nothing changed under him.
Well, it was
Aside
even
from
worse than that.
aside
Peapod. He was what Malcolm X called a house. He was called a house Negro. Malcolm X tells a story about the house Negro and the field Negro. It's a very interesting story.
Oh, we're gonna
And
talk about
Obama was one of the
Malcolm
king.
X.
He was one of the king house niggas.
Okay, all right.
You don't
I
believe
didn't
me?
realize you're. I do believe you. I do.
Okay. I'm just saying I could prove
No,
it.
no. I
Yeah,
believe you.
clip from Malcolm
Hang
X
on,
right
hang
now.
on, hang on, hang on. I do like Malcolm X, by the way. So, anyway.
So I mean, that's why he bailed out the banks, and he told you that he was
Yes.
going to use your money to bail
Yeah.
out the banks.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
he's got
yeah,
to
yeah.
he's got to help
And
Master.
he held
At the end of
none
the day,
of them
he cares about
accountable.
Master.
He held none of them accountable. No one. None.
And
Yeah,
so
bullshit.
you're right about that. But
Bullshit.
we're kind of getting off track.
Hang on.
I wanted
But
to.
we're not getting off track actually, because I
Oh, we're
think
not.
it all kind of feeds into like where we are right now, because I think this distrust that was seeded during that time because of the fallout of the banks, because of the economic instability that happened in 2008, people were upset, and I think that feeling has only fed into this idea of what Trump is and what Trump represents. And there are similarities that we could parallels that we could make to other countries that have been in other situations in his historical examples, right? For example, right? If you look at Germany post World War One, they were really hurting, right? They were looking for a savior. They were looking for someone who was going to bring them out of the economic despair that they were all feeling, and also the person who was going to say that the systems that they believed in were wrong, right? And the people who were holding their debts were also wrong. Namely the Jews, right, in that time. So,
Right.
I mean, I think there are a lot of parallels to what's going on right now. Sorry, there's a lot of feedback right now.
I just made Las Vegas a moderator so she can handle that.
Oh, okay. Sorry, am I making any sense, or am I sounding crazy? Maybe
So like I don't really like the whole comparing us to World War II because we're not the richest country in the world. So we're not suffering under like any kind of like totalitarian rule. We're not under the boot of any kind of United Nations. We don't have tyranny. We have a constitution.
Well, hang on. I would argue with you.
We willingly
when you say that we're the richest country in the world, because like I think on what parameters are you basing that argument on?
Okay, the wealth of our country collectively.
Yeah, right.
And
but hang on. What about the wealth disparity that exists within our country? I think the wealth disparity is an important parameter or something that we should talk about and consider. When we talk about these things, because like I think yes. So while we might be the most wealthy country in the world, right? At the same time, we have some of the most the people who are really suffering, who are not able to make ends meet, and we've essentially cut any through recent legislation decisions, like we've essentially like cut any opportunities that they've had from government, subsidies or whatever to provide them with anything at all. So, I mean, we are not the richest country in the world, dude.
We are the richest country in the world. That doesn't dispute that.
By
just because there's hoarders in our country.
By GDP.
Yeah. Well, just because there's tyrants in our country that have taken more than they
calculated. How is that?
That doesn't mean that we're not.
How is that calculated?
How is what calculated?
GDP?
No, I'm talking about I guess by GDP, by the long and short. Like like other countries, they don't have flat screen televisions, they don't have cars, they don't have houses.
They do. Yes,
they don't have wealth. No, not really.
Have you traveled abroad?
Not really.
Yes,
I mean, not south of the border. They don't.
Okay.
They don't.
Yes, they do. Okay. Well.
So where do they?
Are those things a mark of? Are those things a mark of wealth? Because I don't think they are.
So what are you defining wealth as? What do you? Let's get on the same page, bro. What are you talking about?
Okay. Yeah. So when I define like wealth, or what I find is like a good. Quality of life. We're talking about quality of life.
Okay, so that's not wealth at all, bro.
Right, I know. Okay. But you're saying wealth is flat screen TVs and
yes, it is. Okay, because that's monetary.
That's so fucking stupid.
No. Look, bro. I mean, I'm just trying. I just go with definitions of.
Sorry,
words,
maybe I'm done. I'm done. I'm sorry.
I don't think you're dumb. Okay, I don't think you're dumb, but I'm just letting you know what I go literal. I go literal on words. I don't say things like conservatives. I don't just call things communism because they're not. I do dictionary version, like definitions, and the definition of wealth has to do with assets, monetary means, okay, and resources. Okay, it doesn't have to do with quality of life.
You have to look at assets versus debt, right? And I think that like the majority of Americans are also in an enormous amount of debt as well.
I agree.
They may have a lot of assets, but they also have a lot of debt.
I don't think we're disagreeing.
No, I think we're on the same side, dude.
Yeah, I don't think we're disagreeing at all.
Sorry. I apologize. Sorry.
I'm glad you're out of the shower, Las Vegas. But my point was the fact that we're not the same as Germany because we actually have a constitution that guards us from the tyranny that Germany had. Okay, we are choosing ourselves to slide down that road, but we're willingly going down that road. The people of Germany were forced to go down that road because they had no other option. We have options. We have choices. We just have we've tricked ourselves into thinking that we don't.
Right.
We have brainwashed ourselves.
And we have safeguards.
It's different.
To prevent us from going down that road, right?
Right.
But we're going down that road.
We're doing it willingly. Yeah.
Yes. Okay,
So
sorry,
that's-
dude. I think we're on
it's
the
a
same
huge
side.
difference.
Sorry,
Huge
bro.
difference
Sorry.
to me.
I think we're on the same side.
Whether we are or not, I was just trying to make that point. I said I don't.
No, you're right. You're right.
So that's my point.
Thank you. I
Anyway,
appreciate talking to you.
anybody
Thank
else
you.
can talk. I don't know. Lost. What do you think about that, Explorer? Are you there, Lost Explorer?
Yeah, I'm here. I was paying attention to something else here that I'm trying to do.
No problem.
But I just think, man, that this whole situation it's so funny, and you know, the American people, especially the people that are against Trump, can kind of use this little situation to our advantage, right? So it's like we the people would be blackmailing you know, Donald Trump. Is like, hey, we want to keep we want to know about these files, but yeah, we need you to cut off taxes for the rest of our lives, and you need to send us like $20,000 checks. But we still got to remember the Jeff Epstein files.
Yeah. So he said that they were weaklings.
no.
He said they were weaklings, and they are. He said the Democrats have no
Yeah.
policies. They don't. He's
Yeah,
pretty much
but-
right, but literally he used them. He used them like a condom.
Yeah.
Look,
So-
I think
like
similar.
idiots.
Look, I think similar to like, you know, when the big beautiful bill was passing, you know, there was a distraction, right? And I can't remember for the life of me what that distraction was, because there's so many things that have happened.
The distraction was the deportations. That was it.
Yes.
He needed this bill. That's all he
The
needed.
alligator
He's done.
Alcatraz. Yeah, the
Guys,
alligator
I don't know if you
Alcatraz.
realize this, but he's done. He finished it. He finished the job, and he's done.
Yeah.
I personally, going back to the files, I'm not asking if he's in it or who's in it or whatever. I'm wondering what the play was from the beginning. We know there are a ton of people from both sides in it. What was the point of dangling this carrot in front of his supporters, saying we'll release it, doing the redacted?
That's a good question.
Like what was all of that a play for?
He needed them to pass his tax cuts. He needed them to pass his tax cuts. Now that he's passed his tax cuts, he doesn't need them anymore.
But I'm
So
saying,
Las
once
Vegas,
he
Las
was in
Vegas,
office-
Las Vegas.
once he
I
was in
think, I
office,
think.
what was the point of
So
this
Las
show?
Vegas. I think they're Las Vegas.
Hold
I
on,
think
Las
they're-
Vegas was still asking her
Yeah,
question.
she was
sorry.
still talking.
Because it's like, okay, was it him having to wait until he had said, like, did Pam Bondi not know what was in there? You know, we had Castell and Bongino, who were all on their podcast, hooping and hollering about the list.
Yeah.
Like, why would he put them in those places to be able to have access to it? And why all of a sudden did they flip? Who got to them? Like, I have a whole lot of questions.
So
about
Las
what
Vegas.
happens
Can I?
before
Can I-
he.
Can she just finish her thing?
Come on, dude.
Yeah, just let her finish. 'Cause I want to know
What
what she thinks.
happens between him putting these people in place and it not coming out when he knew all along he was in it?
Right. So now go ahead, Peapod. What were you gonna say?
No, now I feel bad. I'm sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry.
Also, it's okay. I just wanted to know because like
No,
she doesn't talk a lot. So when she does talk, like I want to hear what she's saying because sometimes it's very interesting. That's what I think about Las Vegas.
No, but what she's saying is like it's so true. So I think what it comes down to is that there are factions within the, you know, the MAGA idealism, right? And part of that faction is the QAnon, you know, conspiracy theory, Epstein file, right? And so, you know, what?
Are you saying the Epstein files are conspiracy theory?
No, what I'm saying is that like it was something that they focused on, right?
Yes.
Yes, and so I think it helped him get elected by saying that he's going to release those files.
Right. So that's
and so it is satisfying that part of his faction and saying that he's going to release those files in order for him to get elected, right? And then now that he's elected, he's no longer beholden to release those files, right? And there are many factions within the MAGA idealism, I think, but that is one of them.
So the facts are that so I feel like, to answer your question, Las Vegas, I think that he would have grabbed onto anything. I mean, he does. He's the kind of guy, Donald Trump. He's not the art of the deal. He's the art of the taking shit out of your anus and seeing what sticks, throwing it against the wall, seeing what sticks. He throws things against the wall. He sees what sticks, and when it sticks, he kills with it. That's why he picked up fake news and loony left. All of those things, they stuck, right? They were headlines. And then he realized he got ratings out of them. And so the Epstein thing, he realized that was a big deal to his people. And so he grabbed onto that. But I don't think that he was ever any intention of are you going to release the files? Like, they flat out asked him, are you going to release the files?
He had no intention.
He wasn't thinking about it. So he's like, yeah, sure, why not? Whatever they say, whatever you say. He would have said, if they would have asked him, are you a woman? He would have been like, yeah, sure, why not? Whatever you say. Because that's what he would have done.
More than that, Tommy.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure, I'll release him. Whatever you say.
Messaging against him, messaging against him before this last election, in between, he was losing support from QAnon, certain factions of QAnon and MAGA and others because of his connections to Epstein.
Yeah.
And so he came out so passionate about it to curb that part of his base, because he had lost a great deal of support the more information came out about his connections on Epstein, and that was starting to stick more and more and more.
Yeah.
And so he had to come out and fight against that somehow. And so that's one of the reasons they made it such a central part of the campaign. But it's sus as hell. You can't deny how sus as hell it is that, he ran on it, and then now it's oh no, it's a hoax. He's truthing out today that everyone's going to call it a hoax now. What?
I know it's a hoax.